Hey, what's up, y'all? Today I'm gonna be breaking down how I make beats in the style of Grindhard E, kind of like his new mixtape album with enrgy. I've been listening to that shit like fucking crazy. Every single car ride, going 20 over the speed limit everywhere I go. It's amazing. But here's the demo beat just to start off.
Kale, this shit is.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple once you get down to it. The drums are where you want to go crazy on, but I'll start off with the melody. So the first thing I started off with was this really basic keys, and this is the radiator keys. I use this one quite a lot. Super nice ambient sound, and I'll play that. Yeah, that one's pretty simple, and all I do is every 8 bars I have just a copy of that, and I just pitched it up a whole octave. Just a little bit of variation, so it's not the same 4 notes. Well, it is the same 4 notes, but it's not in the same octave range over and over again. Yeah, and then next up what I added was these strings. And those are just from Omnisphere, Noir strings, library patch. And next up, I added these keys and the tubular bell. Yeah, and that's pretty basic. All I did for this melody was I just kind of hummed it out. I know it sounds silly, but I was listening to the beat with the drums playing and everything, and I just heard a melody that was like boom, 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 boop, boop. So that's kind of what I was going for with this. And then the bell, the tubular bell, I heard it all over that album, so I thought I would just add it in here. And to be honest, on that album, it's going crazy. Like every 8 bars, it has like a crazy pattern. I kind of wanted to be a little more low-key with it and have it just as sort of a transitional thing. But if you want to completely like match the style, I guess you could do like a pattern like something like that, just like boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, and then put that in every 8 bars. But I just liked it like this. All right, and then next up I'll go to the drums. Okay, and as for the drums, I'll just play the pattern for y'all real quick. I'll play it with the kick. So the first thing I started off with was these hi-hats. 2-step, super on the grid. For these Detroit style beats, you're gonna want to put stuff on the grid. It's not like a regular hip-hop beat where you want to have a little bit of swing. Like a lot of these beats are really robotic and like reminiscent of old drum machines where everything was super quantized. And this is just from my Smack Gallery drum kit 1. Next up, I added a snare, also from my Smack Gallery kit. Really basic, just knock and snare. And after that, I did all of these perks. Well, to be honest, the first thing I did was the perks. I didn't mention that, but I did this first melody and then I added the perks in just to get a cool little rhythm in before I added the hi-hat and the snare. And occasionally you're gonna want to try different stuff like that, because to be honest, for me, I've had a bit of a beat block for a few days and I've just been really burnt out on both beats and school. So all I did was I took a break for 2 days and now I'm just trying different things I wouldn't have done before. So in this instance, I'm adding the perks first, just and ignoring where the snare and the hi-hat will go. And that kind of creates a different bounce than if you were to typically add the snare and the hi-hat first. But enough talking, I'll play all the perks together. And those just kind of play off of the melody. And this sound right here this one is from my Syrup Sipper drum kit dropping soon. This sound is a basic laser sound. You can find that in any like Reddit Detroit kit. Same with this sound. Just a clav, like basic. I'm pretty sure this is samples from a TR-808 drum kit or drum machine. Basically, you'll find all of these in like any Zaytoven kit that you find for free on Reddit. A lot of these beats are kind of built off of those free sounds and like cheaper sounds, so they're really easy to start and get into, especially if you're a beginner. Next up, I added this 808, basic 808 from my up and coming Syrup Sipper kit. Now, if you don't have the kit, whatever, it's fine. I haven't even dropped it yet, but Spins 808 always works great on beats like this. And then you're gonna want to add a kick, and this is the Wanda kick from my up and coming drum kit. And you're gonna want to kind of put that in every 8 bars. I kind of based that off of Legendary by Really Enrgy, also one of my favorite songs ever, and where the kick comes in every 8 bars. And yeah, that's pretty much it as for everything. And then for arrangement, really basic. You have your hook and then your verse, and that's differentiated by I add the strings, and then I do have this little bridge section, and I just take out the high piano, and then I take out the hi-hats just to kind of give the listener a break, because constant hi-hats is a lot, even for short beats like this. And then I also had a little bit of a transition in between this like bridge pre-chorus kind of thing back into the hook, and I'll play that. That ding 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 ding. It's very reminiscent of the Young Boy kind of beat, like with the pizzicato strings, but I thought it sounded cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As for mixing, not much. You really don't need much. I just level by ear. That's what I've started doing, because I find whenever I try to level on here, I end up just looking at the volume meter rather than actually listening. So I've just been playing with these knobs and just hearing it out and using a reference track. I'd suggest, if you're a newer producer, or even if you're an experienced producer, just finding a reference track and playing it on your speakers. Just find a track you like. For me personally, I use Proud of You by Gucci Mane, produced by Kenny Beats, because that song hits on literally every speaker I own, so I kind of base all of my mixes around that song. But find whatever song or songs work for you for reference mixing, and you'll be good. And then on the master, there's nothing really, just soft clipper to make sure anything that's slightly peaking is just caught, basically. And then the U-lean loudness meter to make sure that I'm within like a decent luff range. And for these beats, a lot of them are super distorted, so if you really feel like it, you could slam it into a compressor and make it super loud. Like, I'll show y'all kind of an example of what I mean. Like, here's an example of what I mean. Like, a lot of them are super distorted like that, but I just don't want to do that for the artist's sake, because then a lot of the vocals just don't come out sounding good because it's just too loud and you have to evidently turn the beat down. So Yeah, but anyways, that's just like nerdy mixing shit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed the album. If you haven't checked out the album mixtape, whatever the fuck he wants to call it, please check it out. It's fire. It's amazing. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna play the beat in the outro so y'all can hear the whole finished product. I hope y'all enjoyed. Give me any suggestions for any tutorials in the comments below, please. Thank you for watching.
Kale, this shit is